you gotta say?
A miracle of modern creation. Easy on the set, hyped up with the bass and a little bit of what you love from a brother who's smooth like a criminal. I mean subliminal, otherwise known as a villain. Because I'm ruthless, when I spot a sucker, I kill him.
KBLA Talk 1580. I'm smiling because that was my friend, and I really never expected that friendship. It came out of nowhere. But look, rest in power, Eazy-E, or rise in power, as Melina would say. My friend is in the studio. She is a journalist. She's a writer, a TV producer. She is a community activist.
Wow.
All that is true. All that is true. You stay busy with many a project. Her current role is producer and talent for the brand new Black-owned In the Black network. Niele Anderson, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique.
Yeah, isn't it weird when you start hearing people pile on your titles?
Right.
But actually, I could go on and on because you are one of those people that just stays active in the community and in the media space.
Right. And you have to know how to reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
Always an evolution. But it's such an honor to be here with you and to hear you say those things about me. I'm going to have a good Tuesday.
Yay. Well, it's Talking Point Tuesday, but it's also Taco Tuesday. So
that's right. And we still have to get to the tacos.
Yeah. We have an appointment with some tacos, me and Niele. But look, we were talking about Diddy and how the Department of Homeland Security raided his house.
Right.
And two of his houses, one in LA and one in New York, apparently.
And Miami. Don't forget Miami.
Miami. Right. And then two of his children, which are men, but still they're children, were handcuffed, and a woman who has not yet been identified. And he apparently fled in his private jet to an island in the Bahamas, not in the Bahamas, in the Caribbean. I can't remember the name of the island right off the bat.
Right. Allegedly,
according to, I don't know how alleged it is. I mean, they can track the jet, and it's his jet.
But they also showed video, TMC, of him at a Miami airport pacing back and forth.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
And so maybe that's where I got it, because I also read this morning that he was in custody, but I couldn't find that anywhere.
Right.
So I assumed that wasn't true. And if he did get on that jet, private jet, I was just telling Miles, why would you go somewhere with an extradition treaty? I'd be in Cuba. But anyway, yeah.
Or maybe just go hang out with Russell Simmons in Bali.
Does Bali not have an extradition treaty?
I just know Russell Simmons has been over there doing yoga and at peace.
Bali is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Okay, but and I was just saying how, as a person who's been sexually assaulted, I feel like accountability is important, even though, as Miles said, we never want to see the black man arrested. We don't want to see them arrested. We don't want to see them harassed. We don't want to see them hounded. But if the guy's a predator, he should be held accountable, and you have a different take.
Well, I've been sexually assaulted too. I
did not know that.
Yes, I was. I'm
sorry.
It was more like a date rape. But so it's like, I think a lot of us have been put in that position, especially in the 80s, 90s. I mean, just in general, it happens. But
in the industry, in this industry, it's wildly common.
Mm-hmm. And so, my heart goes out to anybody that has been victimized in such a way. But I also think when we look at Hollywood, there are some other things that we have to take into consideration. And I think in this day and time, don't come for me, but I think there's a level of accountability that women are not taking in the Hollywood space. Because a lot of times we do things because we think that we're going to get to another level in life. And when those expectations don't add up, then sometimes we become victims. And I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I can acknowledge some things. I'm not saying that I've been put in those situations, but I think there's a level of accountability in the Hollywood industry that women have to take account for the things that they do to get what they want.
Okay. And I hear that. I heard that a lot around the R. Kelly story and Bill Cosby too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if
He
you go
was
to
paying
the
this
Playboy
person's
Mansion,
rent. He was doing it. Yeah, but
I mean, come on.
So that means you're volunteering to be raped if you go to the Playboy
No, but
Mansion?
I just think that if I go to the Playboy Mansion and I'm going and I'm doing quaaludes and I'm hanging around the grotto butt naked, I mean, what do I expect?
I mean, I don't know if that 16-year-old that Cosby was accused of drugging in the Playboy Mansion was butt naked. I wasn't aware of that, but
I'm just saying in general. When
to
you
me,
go to the
16-year-olds
Playboy Mansion,
can't give consent, even if they're butt naked hanging from the chandelier.
what
They're
are they doing at
kids.
the Playboy Mansion?
They're kids. I don't know what they're doing there, but you're an adult and that's a child and you don't get to violate them.
Right.
No matter what they're doing.
Right.
They could be
Elvis
spread
Presley,
eagled on your bed. Yeah, well, I was
he
talking
didn't
about
either, but I mean, it was love. Him and Priscilla was love.
it was grooming. It was pedophilia. Sorry.
But America says it was love.
America, yeah, and that is an interesting point. We give certain people passes,
Right.
and other people not, and those certain people are usually not black, the ones that get passes. That said, I'm this idea that okay, women are trying to come up. Cassie got a record deal. Does that mean she deserved to be beaten and humiliated for years and raped? And
I would like to hear his version of the story. I would just like to give him the benefit of the doubt and hear his version
I
of
know
the
you love
story.
you some Diddy. Do you personally know him? Because I don't.
No, but I remember in the 90s, it's different from today. So I remember him being in the arena. I remember being at Vertigo when he first brought Biggie out here. He actually invited me and my homegirls to go to introduce us to Biggie when Party and BS came out. So it was just Tupac was around. It was just a different time and era. And
Yeah, okay, two things about that. It was a different era, but you still don't get to rape people.
Has he ever been convicted of rape?
Not convicted, but certainly he's been accused.
Exactly.
And not just rape, sex trafficking.
And the definition of sex trafficking in that situation in real people who are victims on the street
we don't know.
It's two different things.
We don't know that because we don't know what he's accused of.
Right.
We don't know what Homeland Security is looking for. I mean, it's given Jeffrey Epstein to me.
You know what? And I think that's intentional. I think that's intentional.
You think it's a setup?
Yep. And I think
Have you ever seen all the videos of Diddy like humiliating Cassie, humiliating other people? That doesn't move you? You think that just might be his personality?
I'm saying this man, any man is innocent until proven guilty.
Agreed.
And I think that right now, the only thing that has happened to Diddy is that people are suing him. They're suing him.
A lot of people are.
Yeah. Cassie could have took him to court and said that she was raped. She could have did those things.
She got a settlement.
But she wanted the money.
Well, who wouldn't? Oh, let's see. I have a choice between getting dragged through the mud by people who are going to say I'm just a gold digger and I got what I deserved, or I can just take a settlement, expose him and keep it pushing and go back to my life.
I mean, see, those are choices. Some people would say I would rather see you held accountable like R. Kelly was. A lot of people feel that way.
And none of those women got money. That's why when people say women are doing it for the money, I think that is a talking point that I would like to destroy, because most victims of sexual assault or sex trafficking do not get any money, even if that person goes to jail.
Right. So, I mean, you could debate it many different ways, but at the end of the day, Sean, P. Diddy, Love, Puffy is innocent until proven guilty. And I think that if he is guilty, then he should pay the cost for that.
Now,
but I don't think that his legacy and all of the things that he contributed to music and the soundtrack of our lives, we shouldn't have to stop listening to Diddy music.
Now that I agree with you. And I was saying that earlier. If you like, I've canceled R. Kelly. I don't listen to him. I don't want to hear that crap. No, thank you. It makes me want to throw up.
Really?
But I don't think it should be banned.
You don't want to step in the name of love?
No, thank you.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to step in
No
the name of
happy
pedophiles.
people?
No happy pedophiles for me, thank you. Can't do it. It makes me sick. But that
Really?
doesn't mean you can't listen to it.
Right.
Like, I don't think we should start banning artists, not even Woody Allen, not even Elvis Presley. If people want to listen to it, that's on them.
Mm-hmm.
I think there should be criminal accountability if that's warranted.
I agree with that.
But not, we start banning people's music. Who gets to decide?
But we've already had with R. Kelly, and it's selective. I watched the movie Priscilla. I think it's on HBO Max now.
Yeah, I was thinking of looking at that.
And I'm looking at this movie like they are really fantasizing this man taking advantage of this young girl and her parents allowing it.
Yeah.
I mean, he turned her out, drugs and everything.
She was a white Aaliyah.
but this was
Except
a
she didn't have
beautiful
Aaliyah's
love
talent.
story. But you're right.
Right, yeah. No, I never thought that was cute.
Not at all. So when I look at how what happened to R. Kelly, and I look at what's happening to Diddy, it's just
But
like,
nothing happened to R. Kelly. You want to why do you hold women accountable for their choices, but you don't hold men accountable for their choices?
R. Kelly's in jail.
R. Kelly chose to marry Aaliyah when she was a little girl.
And her parents allowed it.
Okay, but it's still wrong.
Okay, but like I'm saying, it's not cut and dry. Accountability should be held across
Well,
the board.
It's
From
not
the
cut and dry.
manager to
Just
the
because the
parents.
parents are problematic doesn't mean you get to go and sleep with the child. That's not how the law works.
Right.
Well, the bank was, loose with their security, so I should be
but the
okay
parents
going
are
and
the
taking
guardian,
money.
and the parents know. If the parents know what's happening and they're the guardian,
And they say it's okay, then R. Kelly should walk?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I'm just saying that I think that we never look. We always like, okay, R. Kelly. But what about the record labels that allowed him to do it? That knew what was going on. They were funding it.
But is that whataboutism? I mean, to be honest with you,
Accountability should be across the board. Record labels should be held accountable for funding that type of behavior.
Okay, Ben Frank in the chat says that the parents didn't know.
They do. They know.
I think they do too. I think a lot of parents are co-opted, or they get greedy, or they get in denial, and I think they should be accountable too. But I just think when someone does something and you have to say, well, what about this person and what about that person? To me, you're distracting from the culpability and responsibility of the perperpetrator.
But it's
what
the
about Russell
ecosystem.
Simmons? Is he innocent to you? How you feeling about him? He's been accused by at least 2 or 3 women now.
Right. Yeah. I found something very interesting. Kamora Simmons made some comments.
His former wife.
Yes, his former wife made some comments about Usher. Usher, after the Super Bowl, he did this vacation trip, honeymoon, and one of his stops was Bali. He visited Russell. They did yoga together, posted pictures, and Kamora had some slick things to say. And I thought it was so interesting. Somebody brought up, you're talking about Russell, but you still carry his last name. So which is it?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, but both can be true too.
Right.
By slick comments, you mean she inferred that they were more than friends.
Yeah, or that Russell, how could you hang with somebody that, victimized women? She had a whole little post.
Yeah, and yeah. Okay.
But you keep the last name. So that's what I mean.
And why is Usher living at, why is Usher living at Diddy's house? Why is Justin Bieber living at Diddy's house? What about the industry makes that okay or necessary?
That's what I'm saying. It's an ecosystem built to protect this type of behavior. So I think although the predators need to be held accountable, you have to check the ecosystem.
The enablers.
Yeah. That's important.
We're talking with Niele Anderson. You can weigh in 800-920-1580. Niele has a special coming out this weekend, and we'll learn all about it when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
We must understand the politics of our community, and we must know what politics is supposed to produce.
This election year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the place for politics. Unapologetically progressive politics. And we've got 2 of the best and brightest to help you cut through all the noise. Weekdays at 1 p.m., it's a More Perfect Union with Dr. Niele Corte. And at 4 p.m., it's Areva Martin in real time. He's the university professor and distinguished member of the White House Correspondents Association. She's a best-selling author and Harvard-trained civil rights lawyer. And they are both here every day to help guide you through all the this year, because you know it's going to get deep. Get your politics on weekday afternoons at 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. with a More Perfect Union, hosted by Dr. Niele Corte and Areva Martin in real time, only on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your flag.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Be Honest Bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
All right. The conversation does continue. We started out talking about Diddy just because me and Niele Anderson, she's within the Black Network. James DuBose was on the show recently talking about that. He's the founder of that network. What's your title there?
I head up the news department in public affairs.
Well, here's the thing. Me and Niele been in this business for a second, and we've seen a lot of things, and we just have a different interpretation, which is good, right? Let's talk about it.
Right.
And we're talking about Diddy, but it veered off. We didn't mention Chris Stokes, and so you can say it was a different time. It was a different time. It was a party time. That was a time when the labels had money, and they used to sprinkle it around.
Remember Jack the Rapper and the Urban Network?
Yep.
I mean, that was like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? And it was
New Music Seminar was another one.
And it was
festival,
a lot
of
willing participants. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, but to me, if you are a child, you are not able to consent. So even if you said yes, that's not a yes. Because I'm Diddy or R. Kelly or Bill Cosby, and I'm a big star with a lot of money, and you're a little kid who legally does not have the ability to give consent.
Okay, so let's take the little kids out and let's talk about the grown people.
Okay.
That's who I'm really talking about, because it was more grown folks than little kids. Now, R. Kelly could be a little totally different story, but it was a lot of grown women. Cassie wasn't a child.
She was a teenager, though.
But she was 18, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
she
was.
She was technically legal, yeah, but still, I mean, I'm not saying that it's illegal, but I am saying you're Diddy.
Right.
You're a big star,
right.
Not just a big star maker.
Mm-hmm. I also think about. I mean, she ran off with the help.
But what does that have to do with it? Like, I'd run off with anybody if you're abusing me and making me do what do they call those sex parties that they were supposed to be having?
This man
can't
pumped
remember.
like maybe $1 million into this training.
So that
all along. I'm just saying that I think that there's more to it than just
blink twice if you need help.
Right. Did she blink twice?
Apparently, because she ran off with the help. She got help from the help.
Or she felt like, okay, this was my moment to leave. I don't want to do this anymore. I just don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I sign up to be your girlfriend or your whatever,
right,
your sex slave, let's say.
You know what?
So that I could get a record deal.
I mean, this man can't catch a break.
Does that mean that I have to agree to let all your friends also me?
No, but I mean, I don't know what happened behind those closed doors. I just know what she said And then he hasn't really said much. And I'm not saying, guys, that Diddy is not a bad person. I'm saying that he is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
So Kwamel is in the YouTube chat, and he says that he's talking about your point about Kimora Lee Simmons keeping the Simmons name. And he says, talk about Tina Turner. She kept Ike Turner's name. I mean, you're already famous under that name. Are you going to change it? I mean, and also as a mama with the married name, which, been long out of that relationship, like a decade out of that relationship. But in the settings of school and such, you're going to use it because you want to have the same name as your kids. Because it creates less problems.
I mean, and I think that Tina Turner said why she wanted to keep the name. She felt like she had earned it. I mean, so be it. You know what I mean?
That was her brand at that point.
At that point, and she
and
laid it
Kimora
out.
Lee Simmons, that's her brand too. I mean,
Tina Turner was an artist, and she began to prove who she was outside of Ike. Everything that Kimora had and built, it was built around Russell Simmons. You had Fat Farm, you had Baby Fat. It was an extension. I'm just saying, let's keep it real.
But that is her company. She did do a good job. It continued to thrive after she left, after they split.
Yeah, but it was an extension.
And she also made 2 beautiful babies with him.
Yeah. And then she took, allegedly, she took his money. Her and the other husband, they swindled Russell Simmons out of that money.
That's according to Russell.
That everything is allegedly.
Right. But I'm just saying, none of this stuff. It's not vetted. Just like, okay, so she's saying that, and he's saying this.
Right.
It's a he said, she said. But with Puffy, there are things. Diddy, there are things that are documented, right? That are we know. For sure that Justin Bieber stayed there.
We know Usher stayed there.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was like a Motown thing.
Why? No, I don't. Okay.
That's what we thought. We thought.
Okay. All right. So listen.
And the funny thing about Usher, LaFace, Babyface. No, L.A.
Jerry Anderson says what you're saying is that Kimora Lee Simmons is not on the same level as Tina Turner. That if that's what you're saying, I do agree with that. But Kimora, let's not act like she didn't have talent. He, okay, you can say that, but she did. She created that business and ran that business. It was part of his empire, but she did do that. And I don't think Ben Frank says Ike Turner created rock and roll. Well, he's one of the creators. There's others too, right? Rosetta Thorpe, Little Richard. Anyway.
This conversation can go on and on. It just depends on whose side you're on. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm just saying that let's apply the law to the black man like we do everybody else. Donald Trump is out here running for president, and he has not only violated women, he's violated America.
Okay, then Diddy gonna be paying $83 million to somebody because Donald Trump has been held civically liable for rape.
He's already paid about 30.
That 83 is what he's on the hook for just that one sexual assault. And he got another 12 women. I don't know if they'll sue, but there's another 12 women that claim he did something similar. 12 times 83.
Okay.
No, but she sued for defamation. Okay, we're super whack, Niele, because we said we were going to talk about your special.
Well, we're going there.
We're getting
Trump
there.
Now.
Right,
we're going there.
We can stay on Trump all day, though.
We're getting there.
But the trial, okay, so we've got news, traffic, and sports right now, but we do know that the home money case is going to trial.
I like that.
April 15th. The hush money,
No, you said it right. You said it right.
The Stormy Daniels paying off a porn star will be appearing in a courtroom near you starting April 15th. But it's time for news, traffic, and sports. Yeah, tax day. Somebody's about to get taxed. Going to hear about Niele's special when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A Memphis activist is planning a run for U.S. Senate in Tennessee. WREG reports that Pamela Moses has requested a Republican and independent petition. Moses, who is black, considers herself an advocate for social justice, and she founded the Memphis chapter of Black Lives Matter. In 2021, she was convicted of illegally registering to vote due to prior felony counts. However, the conviction was later reversed. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is expected to announce his running mate. Kennedy has publicly floated a number of people he's considering as his vice presidential pick, while many believe he's likely to choose lawyer and mega donor Nicole Shanahan. The move could give Kennedy's long-shot bid for the presidency an influx of cash and momentum as he aims to get more state ballots. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Every day, a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
Is this the title? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
USC is in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament for the first time in 30 years. The Trojans beat Kansas by 18 last night at the Galen Center. Freshman All-American Juju Watkins had 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. USC will play Baylor Saturday in the Portland Regional Semifinals. UCLA had a tough time with Creighton last night, but held on to win by 4, 24 points from sophomore guard Kiki Rice. The Bruins advanced to the Sweet 16 in the Albany Regional in upstate New York. Next up for the Bruins is defending national champion LSU on Saturday. The Clippers gave up 133 points to Indiana last night. They lost by 17. Fifth straight home loss for the Clippers. Russell Westbrook had 14 points and 7 assists in his first game back from a broken hand. LeBron's left ankle is bothering him again. He's doubtful for tonight's game in Milwaukee. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chucha's opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chucha's Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you're looking for the most epic place on Earth, let's start at the base of a massive waterfall. Then trek through the thick jungle. Then climb to the peak of a snowy mountaintop. Then once you get there, keep going. Because with intelligent 4x4 and 7 drive modes and a Nissan Pathfinder, the search is the real adventure.
Available feature. Intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
Yes, we do. Me and Niele over here planning, strategizing our media projects during news, traffic, and sports. We don't agree on everything, but we sure know how to get stuff done, don't we, Niele?
Right. You're an amazing producer,
As
too.
are you. What? Yep. So let's talk about your special before we go down another rabbit hole about what happened. I know, isn't that crazy? Time flies when you're on the radio. So, yeah, what is this? In the Black, for those who aren't familiar, is a new Black-owned network of which you are the news director and public affairs.
Right. So if you think of Netflix and Hulu, we're the same thing. We're just Black content centered. And so you can go to any app store on your TV or smartphone and download the In the Black app. So everybody, please do that, because I have a special coming out Easter Sunday. It's called What's at Stake. So it's tracking the 2024 election from the Black perspective. And the first 4 to 5 episodes I shot at the Congressional Black Caucus annual legislative conference. And so I have the president of the NAACP, Derek Johnson, Angela Rye. I have Senator Raphael Warnock, Congressmember Jamal Bowman. I also have Congressmember Gregory Meeks. Here locally, I have Steve Bradford, the California state senator. He's talking about reparations.
Oh, of course.
And so it's just that I have Glenda Carr, who's the president of Higher Heights, an organization that prepares and advocates for Black women to be in office. So it's a great conversation. We talk from white supremacy being in politics today. We talk about the Mississippi water crisis. We talk about Donald Trump and how no matter what he's doing in a horrible capacity, he is still a viable candidate for president.
Yeah, the leading candidate at this point.
Right. So we talk about it all. And most importantly, we do it from a Black perspective that hopefully inspires and encourages communities of color to be more civically engaged, not just on a presidential level, but locally, statewide, and that you just become more involved in civic participation.
So your first episode is released on Sunday?
It's Sunday. So with streaming, guys, there's no time. Once they drop it, it's there to watch for whenever you want to watch it. So it drops on Easter Sunday because we have in the first episode Senator Raphael Warnock, who shares with us how he's still a pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church, which was the church that Dr. King pastored. So he talks about being the pastor there. He talks about being John Lewis's pastor. We talk about the Georgia case and why Black Americans should be paying attention to that. Not just Black Americans, but Americans. And I have Jamal Bryant, a very prominent pastor who took over New Birth Missionary Baptist Church when Bishop Eddie Long passed. And so we mix it all. Black church, Black girl magic, Black men. We just mix it all up and we talk about the issues that are important to us.
I am really looking forward to that, Niele. You always have a way of getting, a wide swath of the Black experience.
Yeah. I'm really excited about that. And I'm really, why I really admire you too is because we've had long careers, but we've always managed to stay in the Black space, which sometimes is, and get paid to do it.
Yeah, I look at it as a wormhole. Like it's like a wormhole in the universe where we're able to be in these commercial spaces, and still do conscious content.
Right. I love that. I'm very grateful to God. It is Passover. Well, it's Easter week, so it's a time to be grateful and be reflective. And I'm really grateful that my path has stayed in the community.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about running back like some folks be trying to run, like Candace Owens trying to run back and be black again. Wait, remember me? I'm a black girl.
Yeah, no, you just stay where you are.
And Paul Lee says he already uses the In the Black app.
Love it. Great content. We were just talking about Africa, and we have In the Black Network Africa. So content from the motherland. Holly Carter, who is very prominent in the faith community, all Clark sisters. Any type of faith-based movie that you've seen on Lifetime has probably come from Holly Carter. And so she has her own channel called Merged. Devon Franklin has a cooking show on there. So we have faith, anything that is connected.
Wait, I got to see that. Can he cook?
Well,
I guess
we're gonna
so.
find out.
He got a cooking show.
It's called Food for Thought. So it's a mixture of food and faith.
Okay.
Yeah.
No crying. I'm so wrong. Stop that. Yes. Devon Franklin is a nice man.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Handsome man, too.
And very handsome man. Okay, let's go to Fred calling us from L.A. Hi, Fred.
Hey, Fred.
This is the bad Fred. I mean, independent Fred.
The independent Fred, yes. Now, we're going to talk about Donald Trump.
Okay.
You guys on the other side of the aisle always talk about he's delay. There's something called due process. It's in the Fifth Amendment, and we found out it's in the 14th Amendment. He's entitled to due process. Now, it was strange how the Colorado Supreme Court was overturned by the United States Supreme Court. And then, of course, the $454 million judgment that he was supposed to post yesterday was lowered to $175 million.
Temporarily.
Now, during the trial, he said he had $350 million cash on hand. That's about equivalent to what he should have if he has $4.5 billion, like Ford 400 said the last time I read it. He said he was number 152 on the 400 richest people in the United States. But that brings us to the Eighth Amendment. Cruel and unusual.
Okay,
punishment.
before you go off down that road, Fred, I need to challenge you. There's a difference between due process and slow walking. You also have a right to a speedy trial, which he clearly doesn't want. He's gone all the way to the Supreme Court to plead immunity, and then they've given him a pass by giving him more time. He's pleading for more time. Due process doesn't mean you get to drag it out until you get elected president again so you can claim that you have to do your job and not go to jail. That's not what due process means for the average human being.
Wow, you don't get to decide it. Neither does Ben Crump. I heard him yesterday. He doesn't get to decide due process. Anyway, back to the Eighth Amendment. No cruel and unusual punishment and no excessive fines, which brings me to yesterday's decision. I would have liked to have read the news media won't put it out. The respondent to the appeal to the appellate court, the petition is what it's called. I would have liked to read it because they said it had 9 different issues in it.
Okay, well, here's the thing. And the judge excoriated them all. But here's the thing. That a cruel and unusual punishment and excessive fine is relative to who you are, how much you have, and what you did. For 20 years, Donald Trump ripped off the people of New York, the state of New York, by lying so that he could pay less taxes and get bigger loans. So, excessive is relative to the crime.
I understand that, but if he paid less taxes, then they should be giving him a tax bill plus interest. But that's not the
well, no. But
argument.
when you do a crime, you don't just get a tax bill. Neil, you got anything to say so far? I have 2 callers that call all the time that are named Fred, and this one labeled himself the good Fred, but then he changed it to the independent Fred. I call him America First Fred, but whatever. Do you have a response to what you're hearing?
No, I'm enjoying your conversation. Sometimes as a host, you just let people talk.
Let it flow. Okay, Fred, we're going to continue flowing when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Imagine with me here for a minute the most beautiful panoramic setting. Maybe it's an endless ocean, waves crashing on a beach, or a crystal clear mountain lake, peaceful and quiet. Or maybe it's just little kids playing in the park down the street. Wherever your imagination takes you, now imagine right smack in the middle of this perfect picture, a piece of litter. Just one piece right there in the middle of it all. Doesn't exactly fit, does it? In fact, even though it's just one piece, now it's all you can see. That one piece ruins everything. And that's the thing about litter. It doesn't take much to ruin everything. One thing's for sure, it simply does not belong anywhere in California. So here's the good news. If we work together, we will change it. We don't have to let litter, even just one piece, ruin your perfect picture. Not anymore, not ever again. Clean California, zero litter is the goal. Brought to you by Caltrans and CleanCA.com.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over, and if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So, no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. Visit jpmorganchase.com/racial equity and get the tools to help reach your financial goals.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
1455 Frazee Road, Suite 1050, San Diego, California, 92108. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Right now. We lost Fred. Okay, I guess he didn't want that smoke. Niele Anderson is here. She is within the Black Network, the news director and public affairs specialist. A lot of folks on YouTube had something to say about that. He's, and you can get in there by going to KBLA 1580 on YouTube. Jerry Anderson made a great point. It wasn't a fine. It was a bond. And it was only temporarily reduced to where, he put up a bond. Mm-hmm. He'll have to pay it as a fine if he loses on appeal. But Trump will be paying the full amount. That 68% off, deal that the judge gave him was only for now.
Right. And I still want to see him come up with that.
To keep it true, true. To keep his properties from getting seized by the state.
Right. That's still a lot of money. That's what we have to realize. It's still a lot of money that he probably doesn't even have.
Even though he's bragging and claiming that he does. But he's a liar, and we know that. That's verifiable.
I love it.
It is. Look at the Washington Post. They did a whole study of his lies, and it was like 8 a day for 4 years in office. It added up to thousands. I can't remember the exact number. Anyway.
We should be highly concerned about this man being the next president. We just don't know what's going to happen because he's not leaving if he gets back in there.
Well, he's told us a lot of what's going to happen, which is one, he's not leaving.
Right.
And two, he's going to be a dictator on day one.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to, he's going after his enemies. And Niele, you and I are on that list.
Right. Exactly. And his friends are U.S. enemies.
Yeah.
On a larger scale.
True that.
Yeah.
You talking about Putin?
Putin, Netanyahu.
Yeah.
That's Kushner's BFF.
Right. Jair Bolsonaro, the fascist from Brazil, who's apparently hiding in some embassy. He's hiding in the embassy, I think, of Hungary, which is another fascist dictator friend of Trump's that just had a soiree at the Mar-a-Lago.
Okay.
Mar-a-Lago Home Detention Center.
And look, don't be surprised if he tries to make that the new White House.
Yeah, it'll be the new White House. It'll also be the new federal penitentiary.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, Niele. So in the Black Network, we can get it at the App Store.
Get it at the App Store. Just think of it as the Black Netflix and Hulu.
So we can get it on our smart TV. We can get it at the App Store and look on our phone.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about In the Black that's better than Netflix or Hulu is that it's free.
It's free, and we have sports, we have movies, we have talk, we have finance shows, and now we're going to have news starting on Sunday.
Yay, congrats. Let's go to Tom calling us from Irvine. Tom, I'm going to let you talk to Niele because I don't get to see her every day, and I feel like I'm talking too much and not letting her talk enough. Hi, Tom.
Not at all.
What's on your mind?
I was hoping Fred would still be on the line because
he's listening.
I want to allow him. Okay, good. I have a nickname for him. He should be known as whiny white supremacist Fred. That's what he sounds like.
Wow.
I love it.
Whiny white supremacist. Okay, you like that better than America First, Fred? Whiny white supremacist. Woo.
That's what he sounds like. He whines all the time. I've heard this guy on your show and in other shows. All the time, he whines about how everything is unfair to Donald Trump. What if Barack Obama did 1% of what Donald Trump has done?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't be allowed to.
That's for sure.
He wouldn't get 1%.
I'm trying to see. Somebody here said, let you try any one of those crimes. I was trying to give the person credit. Try doing any of the things that... Here it is. It's Paul Lee again. He said, go do even one of these crimes and let us know how that works out for you, Fred.
Exactly.
Right. And I think the bigger conversation when we hear all these things is that America really needs to have a conversation about its foundation, white supremacy, and racism. And until we really have those hard conversations, nothing is ever going to get solved in this country because nobody wants to deal with it. And now the Republican Party wants to take all of that out of the school books. So how can we really have a conversation about what equity and equality means in this country and everybody having a fair shot and their fair slice at the American pie, quote unquote, if we're not really talking about the underlying systemic issues that stop communities of color from having that. And those are the conversations that we have. And that's probably the only thing we can thank Donald Trump for is bringing that to a head to where we have to confront it.
Well, yeah, I guess that's one way of looking at it. Because I do think it's so damaging at this point. Mm-hmm. It's the erasure of history at the same time moving away from a traditional democracy, one man, one woman, one vote, towards a dictatorship or authoritarian. We know we've already had an oligarchy where the rich have more rights than everybody else.
Right.
But now it's becoming so blatant.
Right.
And Rachel Maddow was talking about the path of fascism in this country in the past. I don't think it's hyperbole at this point.
And I also think that we have a whole generation of young people who don't care.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm the mama of a young person that cares deeply, so maybe I meet all the little radical youth. I don't know.
Right, but your household is a foundation to have concern, to care.
Maybe. I feel like a lot of them, though, they have so much information at their fingertips.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons they want to ban TikTok, even though TikTok does have a lot of junk, it also has a lot of information.
It does. It does. It has a lot of junk too, though.
It has a lot.
I love the junk.
Yeah, same. Look, I
That's
can't
the
say
mindless
anything.
behavior.
Hey, did you watch Love is Blind season 6?
I did not.
Oh, see, you're so good. I did.
I did not.
Oh, good.
I'm more
good.
of a housewives type.
I haven't done any of the housewives
I'm
yet.
the housewives.
Okay.
Yeah, and Survivor and what's the other one? Amazing Race.
90 Day Fiance. This is the junk food for my mind.
Okay. See, but
a little Married at First Sight.
See, it's that mindless behavior that we need because we deal with all the troubles of the world. Sometimes you just need to blank out and just have some mindless behavior.
I think so. When you're in the face, we do have to do that. We don't have to, but I like to just veg sometimes.
Right, it's fun.
Watch me some Bridgerton.
Oh, I can't wait for it to come back.
Same.
Can't wait.
We're talking with Niele Anderson, and we'll get some final thoughts from her when we come forward. Julio G is in the following hour. We got a lot going on around here. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're looking for the most epic place on earth, let's start at the base of a massive waterfall. Then trek through the thick jungle. Then climb to the peak of a snowy mountaintop. Then once you get there, keep going. Because with intelligent 4x4 and 7 drive modes and a Nissan Pathfinder, the search is the real adventure.
Available feature. Intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting and waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, it's always fun to do my show with Niele Anderson. She's now the News and Public Affairs Director for In the Black Network. You guys have a website?
Yeah, it's intheblacknetwork.tv.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't get to talk about Candace Owens. We'll save that for another day. What do you want to leave us with this morning, Niele?
I just want everybody to download the In the Black Network app, support Black-owned businesses just like KBLA 1580. We need more spaces for us to be able to talk unapologetically. And after you eat your Easter dinner, why don't you check out what's at stake? You know, sit around, let's talk about it. Like I said, the first episode, we have Derek Johnson from the NAACP, Angela Rye. We have, I don't know if you were familiar with Katrina Robinson. Before there was a Tennessee 3, she was the Tennessee 1. And so she talks about, you know, white supremacy still being embedded in our government, Raphael Warnock, and I have civil rights attorney Lee Merritt, and he's talking about why we should be paying attention to the attorney general races that are happening across the country.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, the targeting of, we've got one happening in Los Angeles, Alameda County in Northern California. These are progressives who are being targeted.
Right, yeah. So we talk about it all from top to bottom, and every Sunday, What's at Stake drops on In the Black Network.
Oh, I can't wait. That's dropping Easter Sunday. And then we can follow you personally on socials.
Right.
Because you're big on reinventing yourself. And, you know, you might look up one day and be like, wait, what happened to Niele? She's not on Fox Soul anymore. No, she's on In the Black.
Well, no, you know, at the top of the year, I decided to rebrand myself because I'm always affiliated with a brand.
Right.
And it was like, Niele, I've had POB Media, which is my company, which is what I get paid through. A lot of people don't know. So I was like, let me be Niele of POB Media. And these are all of the companies that I partner with to bring you content.
Amazing. And at Niele LA, I know on Instagram.
That's it.
Because I follows you.
Yeah, and I follows you.
All right. Thank you so much for coming by. It's always fun to talk with you.
Always. Thanks so much, Dominique.
Yep. We're going to talk hip hop. We're talking the angelversary of one Eazy-E, the legendary LA DJ, international DJ, Julio G is with me next on KBLA Talk. What? 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A Memphis activist is planning a run for U.S. Senate in Tennessee. WREG reports that Pamela